the Steady Paws Podcast, Episode 1. Welcome to the journey. Have you ever looked at your dog and wished, just for a moment, that they could talk to you? To tell you why the world feels so overwhelming? Why that passing car is so terrifying? Or why they just can't seem to settle? If you live alongside a sensitive, anxious, or easily overwhelmed dog, you know how incredibly isolating it can feel. You've probably read the conflicting advice, tried the quick fixes, and felt the heavy weight of wondering if you were doing enough. But I promise you, you are not alone. And your dog isn't giving you a hard time. They're simply having a hard time. Welcome to the very first episode of the Steady Paws Podcast. I'm your host, Cherene Hill, founder of Steady Paws, author of the Steady Paws approach, and a canine behaviour and welfare educator. This podcast is a dedicated, compassionate space for sensitive dogs and the people who love them. In this first episode, I wanted to introduce myself, share the story of a very special dog who changed everything for me, and talk about what we're going to explore together in the episodes to come. To start, my background isn't quite what people expect when they meet someone working in canine behaviour. I've always been fascinated in behaviour, psychology, learning, and trying to understand why individuals do what they do. Before I began working professionally with dogs, I spent years reading, learning, and reflecting on human behaviour and psychology. But over time, I realised that many of the core concepts that help us understand people can also help us better understand our dogs. Not because dogs are little humans in fur coats, but because behaviour doesn't happen in isolation. Whether you have 2 legs or 4, behaviour is constantly influenced by our experiences, our emotions, our environment, our relationships, and our overall physical and mental well-being. That way of thinking, looking at the whole picture rather than just a surface level action, now forms the absolute foundation of everything I do through Steady Paws. And that brings me to the dog who truly brought these concepts to life for me. In August of 2022, I rehomed a small, long-haired Chihuahua cross named Heidi. Like many dogs raised during the lockdown periods, Heidi found the big, wide world incredibly overwhelming. New people, unfamiliar dogs, busy environments, and unexpected noises were all massive challenges for her. At first, I thought my job was simple. I just needed to help Heidi become more confident. But over time, she taught me a much deeper lesson. Confidence cannot be forced. It isn't something you can train into a dog with repetitive commands. Instead, confidence is something that grows when a dog has emotional safety, trust, predictable experiences, and supportive relationships. Living alongside Heidi completely changed the way I viewed behaviour. She encouraged me to slow down, to observe more closely, and to look far beyond the surface. Rather than asking, how do I stop this behaviour? I began to ask, what is this behaviour trying to tell me? And what is my dog actually experiencing right now? Almost all of the core ideas in my book, The Steady Paws Approach, started right there, sitting on the floor listening to Heidi. As I continued my journey, learning and working with dogs and their owners, I noticed a common pattern. So many people are searching for solutions to specific labelled behaviours: reactivity, resource guarding, separation anxiety, lead pulling, barking. And while those labels give us a starting vocabulary, they only tell a tiny fraction of the story. The behaviour you see on a walk, the barking, the lunging, the spinning, is just the visible symptom. What I am passionate about is everything happening underneath the surface. The stress, recovery, emotional safety, trust, predictability, and the unique relationship between a dog and their human. I realised there was a massive gap. Many owners of sensitive dogs aren't struggling because they lack dedication or love. They are struggling because the dog training world hasn't helped them make sense of what their dog is actually experiencing. And that is exactly why Steady Paws exists. My mission is to act as an educator and a guide, taking the complex science of canine behaviour and translating it into warm, practical and welfare-led support so you can become your dog's best advocate. So, what can you expect when you tune into the Steady Paws podcast? Instead, we're going to focus on the quiet, powerful foundations that actually give changes. There are already plenty of shows out there debating training techniques, industry drama, or the latest trends. That's not what we're about here. Instead, we're going to focus on the quiet, powerful foundations that actually change lives. In future episodes, we'll explore topics like emotional safety and why it's a launch pad for learning, trigger stacking and how stress accumulates in our dogs, the crucial role of decompression and recovery, understanding canine communication and body language, and how to navigate the emotional roller coaster of living with a sensitive dog. My goal isn't to give you rigid rules or overnight quick fixes. My goal is to help you deeply understand the dog sitting right in front of you. Because when you truly understand why they are struggling, it changes absolutely everything. Until then, take gentle care of yourselves and your dogs. Keep it steady, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.